Hello! So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I thought I'd sit down and have a chat with you about something. Basically, I asked on Twitter what you guys would like to see next. I asked transitioning to veganism, how to get a job in TV, or my university experience. And 57% said how to get a job in TV. So here's the video. I basically wanted to work in TV production when I was a teenager. I never had the balls to be in front of the camera, which is ironic because now I'm in front of the camera. But I never really had the balls to be an actor or an actress. My sister, however, is, I know obviously people will think you're biased because she's your sister, but she is actually an amazing actress. She is at the moment trying her very best to break into the industry, but as we all know, creative industries like acting are extremely hard to get into. Hence why I thought I would make this video, because TV production is very competitive. It's quite hard to break into, and it's also quite hard to maintain a career in TV as well, but I'll go into that in this video. So stick around. By the way, I've got my PJs on because I've been doing some promo work today and I am absolutely knackered now. So obviously I thought, get in the PJs, get comfy, get a cup of tea and film a YouTube video of. Yeah, so where did it start? I first got my taste of TV when I was 18. First moved to Manchester and I got an extra job on a BBC drama, Morecambe and Wise. It was like a remake of Morecambe and Wise's Live. So I got that on the off chance. We was basically going around a clothing vintage market, I think it was, a vintage market, and basically the BBC were advertising for extras. And you actually had to own your own vintage clothes, and at that point I wasn't massively into vintage clothes, so I didn't own that many items, but I just thought I'll just apply for it anyway, and then when they tell me what clothes I'll have to bring, I'll just have to go and hunt some down because that's how much I wanted it. I'd just moved to Manchester. I think I might have had a retail job or something at the time, and obviously I was just trying to do my best to get exciting jobs. I ended up having to just track down some vintage clothes, which I actually didn't end up wearing because when I got on the shoot, I realised I'd picked up clothes that were from completely the wrong era. So they ended up just dressing me and putting wigs on me anyway. I think they were just trying to do it, make it easier for them and slightly cheaper to ask the extras if they have got their own vintage clothes. Anyway, so I'm literally rambling on. That kind of gave me a taste for TV, and when I was on that shoot, I did not massively enjoy the element of being in front of the camera. I was literally watching all of the production staff running around like crazy, like headless chickens, and I was like, I want to do that job. I know they look really stressed, but I was just in awe of them all. I was like, I want to do that job. How do I become a first AD? And all, the ambitious thoughts were running through my head, and I was like, I want to do TV production, I want to do drama production. So that I kind of knew I wanted to do something creative way before then anyway, and I did kind of want to, I was always fascinated with the production side of things. So I ended up applying for a broadcast television course. I actually applied to do TV and film, and that was my first choice, and I didn't get on there because I came from a very arty background. I did art and design at college. I did textiles and art GCSEs and very arty based subjects basically. When I was at school, I don't think I'm pretty sure they didn't even offer a media course at GCSE. I know now that I think that's changed now, but in college I wasn't even aware of it. I don't know, my school didn't really say that was an option. Like, I came from a very towny area, and it was like go to uni, get a academic job kind of thing. And I wasn't that kind of person. I really wanted to do something creative, hence why I went to college to do art and design. So I didn't have any background in anything to do with cameras other than photography, and that's still not the same as filmmaking. It's not the same, although it teaches you skills how to use a camera, but not in the same way. So I didn't have really a leg to stand on to get on the TV and film university course, because they made me come to the interview with a massive portfolio, and I didn't really have anything to show, because I'd not really been involved in anything to do with short films or anything like that. So no surprise, I didn't get onto the TV and film course. I got onto broadcast television, which was basically live broadcast TV. That's what they train you up to do. They train you up to do live OB events, they touch upon like documentary, that kind of thing, but not too much. It was more like news, basically. News. That's the route it was going down, to train you up to go into a newsroom or that kind of environment, basically. And I just thought, right, I'm just going to do something that's going to teach me the skills, because it'd teach you the skills anyway to then go on to TV production. It's just because it wasn't specific to, say, drama. It wasn't filming drama or anything like that. And I just kind of jumped at the chance of doing anything TV related. I just wanted to learn the skills, learn how to use a camera, etc. So I ended up getting onto that course, doing broadcast television. I think the reason why I got on that course is because not that many people want to do, I don't know, it's not as sexy, is it, as doing TV and film, TV, drama, that kind of TV. When people say TV, you immediately think like, oh yeah, TV, okay, so soaps or drama, like Broadchurch or whatever. You don't instantly think, oh okay, so you want to go and work in the newsroom, like a really hectic, stressful newsroom job. That was my opinion anyway. I don't think that many people applied to that course. That's probably why I got on it in the first place. Which I'm not ashamed to say, like, that's probably what happened. Anyway, so I got onto this course, and the majority of the people on my course were guys. I was one of 3 girls. It was quite a strange dynamic, really, because a lot of them just couldn't be arsed, and you could tell they didn't want to be there. And that kind of made me not want to be there, because I was genuinely interested in learning the skills that I needed, because I was determined. I was like, I am going to work in TV. I know I'm going to work in TV. And that's also the mindset that you really need to have. Like, if you want to work in TV production, you need to be so determined, so ambitious, and people are going to tell you, especially family members, are going to tell you that you can't do it. You need to do something more stable, more secure. You need to go off this dream world aspiration and get yourself a 9-to-5 and fit in with the rest of society. But if you really want to do it, I would say just try not to take on other people's opinions, because they can really affect your motivation, and it can mould how you're feeling, and you might not want to continue with something because you're constantly being told that you can't do it, you won't be able to do it. And I've learned over the last couple of years, that's just people, that is just people. No matter how much someone loves you or how close you are to someone, that's just people in general. People don't like coming away from the norm. Do you know what I mean? If anyone agrees with that statement, then please comment below and let me know if you agree. So I would say the first thing that you need, if you want to work in TV production, or you want to work in TV in general, you need determination. You need to be determined, and you need to constantly be thinking about what you want to do as well. You can't not take it seriously. Like, if you want to work in TV production especially, that needs to be your life. And I know it sounds like quite intense, but TV production is massively intense. If you're working on, say, a daytime show, you need to be there whenever they need you. You need to throw away your social life to be in that environment. And a lot of people in TV production, their friends or their colleagues, which isn't a bad thing. That's like amazing. Like, everyone's so close, and it's like working with family. It has to be, because you're working ridiculous hours all the time. So you're with these people more than you're with your partners, your family, your friends. You're with your colleagues more than anyone. And for some people, that's great, like, they love it. Some people can't handle that. If you are thinking of working in TV production, I would say it is good from 18. I would say it's good to go on a course, like a TV production course, or a TV and film course, or a film production course. You don't need it. You don't need a degree to work in TV, but I would say it gives you a good grounding, and it helps you suss out what you really like. If you're really good with cameras, if you're really technical, if you're really good with sound, you can kind of get that at uni. Like, it's completely different to working in TV. It is like, you can't come out of uni and become a producer. Like, if you think that, then that's never going to happen. But it gives you good grounding to give you an idea of what you're good at and what kind of route you can go down when you eventually become a runner in TV. When you come out of uni, you will probably, no doubt, have to do some free work, have to do some work experience for free, and then maybe get your first runner job. So everyone, no matter if you've got a degree or if you've not got a degree, you have to be a runner. Unless you have got some friends in really high places and for some reason they give you a job that's a researcher or, I don't know, a third AD without being a runner, which I don't think would ever happen, but who knows? TV is a very different industry than any other industry. It's not conventional. It's amazing. It's like incredible. The things that you experience in TV production are amazing. You get to go to places where you would never, unless you are incredibly lucky and you're born into a very nice lifestyle already. You get to visit places and experience things that you would never even get to experience on a normal day, and you're at work, you get paid for it. So there's some really good positives of working in TV, I would say. There are a few negatives, but any industry has negatives. Like, give me an industry that doesn't have negatives and please get me a job. But you know what I mean, like there's positives and negatives to any job. It is, the majority of it is about who you know and not what you know, until obviously you get higher up. The higher up you go, obviously you need to know your stuff. But while you're at the bottom and a runner, it's completely about networking, about who you know. you need to be constantly, you just need to be a social butterfly and like get around. Like, I know it sounds really stupid because people in other industries won't really get it. Like if you're in an office environment, just a normal 9 to 5 office environment, the way they interview is completely different to how TV is so much more like, it's just on a completely different level. Like if you're going in for an interview, I say interview, it's not really an interview. Like you go in for chats, like informal chats, with like a producer or a series producer, or you could even be with it could be with the executives. Like you go in for like informal chats, and when you're a runner, or when you're going in for a runner job, they don't care about how many short films that you've produced on. Like they don't care about that. They care about if you're a good communicator, if you're hardworking, extremely hardworking, reliable, flexible, because you will be working ridiculous hours. If you can make good tea and coffee, because 9 times out of 10, a runner job will be making tea and coffee for guests, for celebrities, for the crew. And you gotta make a good tea and coffee, you know, like, gotta impress. And they just want like all round good personalities. Like on TV sets, you're working there ridiculous hours. You want people that you're gonna get along with. You know what I mean? And as a runner, you just need to be good support for everybody, basically. So as long as you've got all those things down to a T, and you express that in an interview, a chat, then I would say that's what you need to sort of prepare yourself for like a TV chat. I would say if you're trying to break into TV, and you've sort of done a TV production course, then try and surround yourself with people with similar mindsets. Get yourself on every single. Some of them you pay for, and some of them are really like just massive scams. TV production websites. I was on like Mandy.com. What else was I on? Unit List. There's quite a few more. If I think of them, I'll put them in the description box. But literally get your profile on all of those, and your CV is incredibly important. Now I don't work in TV, I work in an engineering company, and at the moment I'm looking at CVs because I'm trying to hire someone. But time and time again, you see CVs and you just like, are you joking? Like, this must have been proofread by you and someone else. Like, whenever I look at my CV, I always send it my dad. My dad was an English teacher, so he was the perfect person to proofread my CV. But get someone to have a look at your CV and tell you all of the mistakes, because you guarantee you look at a CV and there'll be loads of mistakes. The formatting will be all out, and production managers will be the ones more than likely to be hiring the runners or the production coordinators. If they see your CV and instantly can find mistakes on it or things that don't make sense, there's that many people that apply for TV jobs, they will just get rid of it. And it sounds really brutal and cutthroat, but that is TV. That TV is cutthroat, it's brutal, and you just got to kind of get used to that. I know it sounds really horrible, but that's what kind of industry it is. So you need to make sure your CV is incredibly concise. I wouldn't write in full sentences. Like, this is what I mean, TV is completely different to any other industry. If I was sending a CV out to a different industry for a different job, I would be writing in like full sentences. Everything would be a lot more, I want to say well thought out, but a TV CV is well thought out, but in a different way. Definitely bullet point everything. instead, because they just want to see the main points. They just want to see the role that you've done, and they want to see everything concise, so they can pick out things and say, right, okay, this person matches, this person would be great to be a runner on this show or whatever. I would also, this is a tip, I would also, this doesn't always work, but look out for the credits on a TV show or whatever, a specific show that you want to work on. Look in the credits, look at the production team's names or the production manager, and then 9 times out of 10 their email address will be their first name dot their surname, or their first name then their surname at, and then the production company. Or you could even Google the production company, and then you can just directly email that person with a concise, I wouldn't do like a full A4 cover letter. I would do like a really concise, maybe 1 paragraph, tops 2, explaining why you are perfect to be a runner. Even offer just a few days, like a day's trial or whatever, just so they know what kind of person you are, and then impress them as soon as you get a call or an email. Impress and just make yourself stand out, and you will go really far. Another tip I would say is search out all of the local TV production companies in your area. Google them. Like I just said, where if you see a TV program and then you see the end, you can see this end slate will have the production company. Google the production company, email all the people in that production company. Do not call the production company. I would suggest don't do that, because TV, like I said, TV crew, TV production people are incredibly busy, and they don't appreciate phone call after phone call bombarding them with phone calls that they don't have time to answer. An email is much better because they have time to read it, and they can, if they really like the look of your CV, your cover letter, they can get straight back to you, and it just puts the ball in their court. So I would suggest doing that as well. So create a list and then literally just email. I would even say, if you're really organised, put a spreadsheet together of all the companies that you've contacted and say whether you've got a response. And then every couple of months, keep pestering, because you never know, like a couple of months down the line, their situation might have changed and they might have had a new programme that's been commissioned, etc. And if you're really like personable in your emails, they might even remember you. If you ask them questions about how are they, or I spoke to you a couple of months ago, how are you, how are you doing, have you enjoyed the summer? If you're a bit more personable, then they start to remember you. As I say, I don't work in TV production anymore. I worked in TV production from when I was just turned 19 until I'm 24 now. It was about a year ago, so maybe up until I was about 23, I think, or maybe 22. It was only about three years I worked in TV production. I worked in TV production in Manchester, and then I moved to London and worked there as well. My first ever proper TV production job was on Jeremy Kyle, and they, as far as I'm aware, they take on quite a lot. So I would always head over to BBC and ITV websites as well. They always have their jobs on there. Like, apply for everything, and don't rush your application either. You make the mistake of just wanting to get it off. Here are my top tips for getting a job in TV. And if you have managed to break into TV, I would say enjoy every minute of it, because while you're young, TV is the best industry to work in. I wouldn't say it's a very sustainable one, especially as a woman, which is, I think they're trying to change, the TV industry are trying to change this, but it is quite difficult if you are a woman, and it's not very stable and secure. So a woman who wants to have children, not all women, because some women don't want to have children, but unfortunately that is how it is, and they are trying to change, they are trying to make a change, but it's harder as you get older. And I don't know, maybe I will try and get back into TV at a later date, but right now I am happy doing what I'm doing. I am currently working in an engineering company, as I've said. But yeah, if you have any questions on the subject, please let me know in the description box. Please let me know in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, there are my top tips on how to get into TV. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. I don't know why I said tomorrow because it might not be tomorrow, but I'll see you in my next video. Bye!